thanks to each and every one of you. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about why. Mona says we are here for my 70th birthday. Let me tell you, it's not about my birthday. It's not really about my reaching a milestone birthday today. Rather, it's about my being able to thank each and every one of you. I've chose this list very carefully. Yes, there were many more friends I could invite, but I wanted to specially make a point to invite people who have made a difference in my life at critical phases of my life. So this, in the concept, in India, there is a concept called Guru Dakshin. At the end of your education, you give thanks to all that have been your teachers, all that have mentored you, all that have helped you become who you are. So in the school of life, this is my opportunity to give my humble, sincere, most precious thanks or Guru Dakshina to each and every one of you. You have been particularly chosen to be here, and I'm grateful that you made the effort to come here. So each one of you has been specifically selected to be here because you have taught me, you have inspired me, you have guided me, and walked with me through all my good and bad times. And let me tell you, there have been plenty of those, good and bad times. There's a favorite expression that's called, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, standing in front of you is a 70-year-old child who was such a hard nut to crack that it took all of you at different stages of my life, from different towns, different cities, different states, different countries, and 2 different continents to raise me. So I am utterly humbled by cracking this tough nut to get her to this point. I'm here, I'm where I am today because of my parents, who unfortunately are not here. My parents and my grandparents deserve my first thanks. My family of origin, as well as the family by marriage. My teachers, my friends, my fellow travelers. I'm truly blessed by having born into the family that I was born into, to having married into the family that I married into, to have inherited the extended family that I inherited. The words are not enough to give my thanks. Each one of you has been a key influencer at particular junctures in my life, some for the whole duration, some for brief periods. But each one of you have a special place in my heart. Some for a short period of time, some are very new, and some are been there with me for a long time. I want to thank my spouse. There is only one. No, maybe from other lives. No, there is only one, 46 years and counting. Okay.
Raj, come forward. Please come forward. Take a bow.
This is a
You're one of our many spouses.
this is a crisis moment. You need to be here.
Okay, I'll always be there.
No, but Raj, come here.
I want to thank my siblings. Some will not be forgiven for not having made the time to come here. I want to thank my daughters, my son-in-laws, my nephews, nieces, niece-in-law, cousins, and last but not least, I'm grateful for my 4 grandchildren, Sarna, Shoda, Victor, and Vrishti. They are the most recent teachers who have been assigned this task of raising Nani. One day, long time ago, I came home exhausted. After a full day's work, 2 young kids, still had to prepare dinner, help the kids with their homework. So I made the mistake of telling Raj that I wish I had a housewife to come back to. And he said, that's what I thought I was doing. I guess neither one of us got a housewife to come back home to. So I thank you, Raj, for allowing me to pursue my ambitions, my career, my goals, and my life's agenda during this party. Thank you. Despite neither one of us having a housewife to come back home to. Jokes aside, I know that I'm very headstrong, driven, a nagger, if you ask Rupa and Sona, who needs to have everything in its place, a perfectionistic person, and yes, there are many more choice adjectives that they can add to my description. So thank you, Raj, Rupa and Sonu for putting up with me, supporting me, indulging me, cheering me on, and still being there for me if ever I felt exhausted, demoralized, worried or down. My kids and now even my grandchildren are my sounding board. So I thank you all. Thank you, Nina, for 42 years of friendship that began on our first day at VCU. Psychiatry residents. Thank you, Gopal and Verma-ji, for being my soul brothers. I needed brothers here too, and you both have been my soul brothers. Thank you, Kamal and Ramesh, for being friends for all of those 42 years in Richmond. A very special thanks to my Sangam ladies group. Will you all either join me here and at least stand up beside me? My Sangam ladies group. I believe we came up with that name as we wandered together during one of our beach weekend trips, sitting and sharing stories while sewing the tablecloth. Come on, my Sangam friends, past and present, please come. So we made a tablecloth with ties that were taken away from our husbands, and we made a tablecloth that said ties that bind. And we used to use that tablecloth at each of our meetings. So thank you. The idea for the Sangam group came up when Sonu was like 2 years old, and I realized that task in front of me, not having family here to help me raise the kids, being a working mom. So we said we need a group of friends. So Sangam ladies met once a month, no husbands, no kids.